and did all the temple services. That's what they did. So David fashioned the temple after what he saw in heaven, and there happened to be 24 elders around the throne. They were not apostles. They were not the prophets. They are massive, awesome, heavenly worship leaders.
Yes.
Oh my word. It's all in the way.
It's amazing.
Simple. And yet we've built all these theologies. Well, because why would John not recognize these elders?
Right.
He was hanging out with the apostles.
Right.
Hey, how's it going there, Peter? I see Peter sitting on a throne. That didn't happen. He did not recognize the 24 elders.
Would have been empty.
His throne. Thank you. Thank you. That make sense?
Yeah, big
All right.
sense.
So now what we have is we have entered into the time of great tribulation. The seventh seal opens. There is silence in heaven. When the seventh seal opens, it encompasses the trumpets, the vials, and the bowls. It's expanded over the entire period of the great tribulation. So I would think the great tribulation, when you look at the book of Daniel, we're going to go there one day, very soon, where it talks about there's 1 week of years. Do you remember that? Right. Which is the 7 years of tribulation. And halfway through the 7 years of tribulation, a peace treaty is going to be broken. So that's 3.5 years, right? And that's when the Antichrist goes back on his word. Do you all know this?
Yeah.
Okay, the Antichrist goes back on his word, and now he goes and he persecutes everything on the planet, especially the Jews, everything. So that's 3.5 years left. That's the Great Tribulation period. Oh, come on.
Was that 3.5 Earth years? Or heaven years?
Earth years. Because the fulfillment of the first 6 weeks of years were earth, let me see. They were earth time, and Jesus fulfilled it to the day, to the minute, to the hour. Okay. And we'll go through all of that. And there's 1 more week left, and it's the week of tribulation. So it's a week of years, all right? Are you enjoying this? Doesn't it just make sense?
It does.
It's so easy.
It's
The
relieving.
thing around the 24 elders, I mean, that's like, wow.
Never thought of it until now.
Yes.
You see, listen, that's why it's important. When you feel a passion towards something, stay with your passion. My passion when I got saved was the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Genesis, the book of 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, anything had to do with end time. That was my passion. I got outside of my passion. I can preach. I can teach. My passion is what kept me up until 3 and 4 in the morning, eating it up and Holy Spirit revealing truth to me. Me having 26 books on my bed saying, that's not right. Close those. Oh, well, that could, all right. Comparing it all and seeing all the confusion. Going back to Bibles, the Geneva Bible, the Jerome Bible, seeing where the words shifted. That's my passion. And so you get to glean from that.
Praise God.
So I can sit here and just blah, blah, blah.
Thank you, Lord.
Okay? I'm not here to tell you what the symbolism is. That's where these scholars make their mistakes, and they get a boatload of money writing books to convince you what the symbolism is. That's not what we're here for. We're here to take a look at the time frame. We're here to see what God is doing, where we are in that time frame, and what's coming. Is that all right?
Amen.
And then let Holy Spirit reveal to you, just like what he did with Jen today. What's wrong with this, tribe deal here? She said, I don't know why. Joseph, it's Holy Spirit revealing. Total dependence depends on revelation from Holy Spirit. Love it. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Yeah. Alright, so, for about a half an hour, and I saw the 7 angels who stand before God. Who are the 7 angels? We don't know their names, but they are the spirits that we saw earlier, okay, in the book, in chapter 4, that are before the throne, who were given 7 trumpets. Okay, so now we're going to we're all the way down to, they prepared themselves to sound, that's verse 6, we're going into verse 7. The first angel sounded, and hail and fire followed, mingled with blood, and they were thrown to the earth, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. The second trumpet. Then the second angel sounded, and something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea, and a third of the sea became blood, and a third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. How would that be possible?
Asteroid.
No, underwater, volcanoes.
Well, this was thrown. This was thrown. You saw it being thrown. You have to pay attention to the words, otherwise we go off, you know?
Yeah.
What was an asteroid? Could be a comet, could be a meteorite, could be an asteroid, could be something else. Could be, who knows? Oh, dear God. But like a mountain, so it was
Huge.
It could have been coming down, and all this fire,
Yeah.
yes, and it hits. Now what happens? You displace all that water, depends on how big it is, tsunami, right? And then you have changed and altered the chemistry of the water, so it makes sense that the fish would die. There's no symbolism here. It's just, this is what could happen. The verse before, it says that something fell into what? The sea and it turned blood? Red? Well, let me tell you, that would be algae.
Yes.
It's not impossible, but something was thrown. See, this is stuff coming down to us from the heavenlies.
Yes.
So let me
Strange
tell you
animals.
something.